the right answer. Yes, I remember.
Oh, how did it go?
Okay, so
Without reading it.
Alan's test was testing for thoracic outlet syndrome. Let's pay attention. Alan's was testing for thoracic outlet syndrome. This one is also testing for essentially occlusion. Okay, and so occlusion,
What is occlusion?
blood occlusion. So just blood stopping the blood flow.
Oh.
Okay, or reduced blood flow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to cut off his radial and ulnar pulses, okay? So he can't get any blood flow in his hand. And he's just going to continue to make fists. So make fist, open up, make fist, open up, make fist, open up, make fist, open up, make a fist, open up, make a fist, keep going. Okay? Keep going.